Welcome to day 622 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are sponsored by NFT Tech. They're an investor in DeSoFi. So, what is the latest with the Twitter files and Elon Musk, Brian?
Yeah, so Elon began to kind of roll out a soap opera of sorts with the release of communications around the censorship of Twitter users and Twitter content over the course of the last few years. First, I want to say that I completely support him releasing all information related to the communications, both internally and externally, around the censorship and banning of users on Twitter. But I think the issue is that he's sort of doing it in a long, drawn out way, likely to build traffic and build a narrative around things. And by doing this, he's creating this sort of narrative to drive traffic to Twitter. And I'm not sure if that's in the best interest of society in general. He's also picking and choosing what to release and also what to highlight and what to discuss in the threads that are being released. I'm not saying he has political bias at all. I don't know if he does. Some of his tweets seem like they might, but I think how he's doing this, it's easy for the public to come to the conclusion that he is being biased. Uh, so I don't blame people for thinking that. So, so what's the solution? I, I think he needs to take his time. I think he needs to gather all the material from all the discussions about all the bannings and censorship within the company, as well as the company's communications with politicians, political groups, and just release it all in one giant searchable dump. So let us search it. If we want to search Krasenstein to see what the communications were around our banning, let us do that. If you want to search for Trump to see the communications around his banning, let them do that. Did they communicate with Trump? What did Trump ask them to remove? What did Biden ask them, or the Biden campaign ask them to remove? I think let us search. Don't just create a narrative around it. This way, there can be no bias. Filtering the release or trying to create a narrative around it all can give the impression that there is bias. So, like, you don't have to tell people what to think. Let them see the data, see all the communications, and then think for themselves. I don't want to be told what to think of this material. I want to see it and then come to my own conclusion based on the facts and the evidence. And I mean, he claims that all free speech and free information is what we need, but I don't know if there's much difference between Twitter blocking some users and posts and allowing other users in post than what he's doing by selectively releasing material and creating a narrative around it. I think if you're going to go on about our freedoms, then just dump it all, put it all together, dump it at once, and don't create a narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I think his motivation is to get more eyes on Twitter. And if he does it, just a data dump, journalists for Fox News, journalists for CNN, journalists for ABC, they're going to write their own stories on their own publications. And eyes are going to be shifted away from Twitter onto these publications. So I think that's what he's doing. I agree. I think all the data should be released. We should know everything. But at the same time, what if he says he's releasing all the data and he doesn't really? Again, can you really trust 100% what he's doing? I don't know. Like, I'd like to believe we can, but sometimes I feel like he has some political motivations as well. He's not in support of the current administration. So what's his bias going to lead to? We don't know. Um, as for bannings, he said he's going to unban people through amnesty. That was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago. That hasn't yet happened. I don't know what the holdup on that is. Like, Brian and I, we have had our accounts banned, and we've also had communications with Twitter through our legal team through an NDA, and some of the stuff that they said to us about our ban, I think should be made public as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the communications that went on behind the scenes regarding our I think that should be made public, just as the banning of Roger Stone or of James Woods or Donald Trump. I think that's all important, but release it together in one giant dump. Don't selectively pick and choose the New York Post story or Hunter Biden nude photos. You know, like just release it all together. Don't create a story around it.
Yeah, and I mean, so far the Twitter files, they really haven't provided any new information. We knew that Twitter had blocked out this New York Post article for, I think it was a day or so. Jack Dorsey admitted this over 2 years ago. I think it was October of 2022. He admitted that they were filtering out this story and blocking it, and he apologized for it. So that's nothing new. We all knew that. As far as Jim Baker, the former FBI agent or FBI attorney, I guess I should say, who was working for Twitter. We all knew he was working for Twitter. It's been on his LinkedIn profile for a couple of years now. It's nothing new. Um, that was his job, to filter out material. And
I
that, I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
that,
he was a head attorney at Twitter right up until 2 days ago. So, I mean, he's going to make sure that he's filtering out stuff that could get them in legal trouble. So I wouldn't read too
well,
much into things unless something else comes out.
and what else I find funny, yes, he did work with FBI and he was filtering stuff out, but there's no indication that he was filtering out information about the FBI. He would no longer work for the FBI. He's been out of the FBI and been working in different jobs for years and years now. He even worked for a conservative think tank, the R Street Institute. So, I mean, political bias on his end, I don't know, but everything that I've seen would point more to a more conservative bias for him, in that he worked for a center right think tank.
Yeah, who knows? Just release the information and let's find out. That's all.
Exactly. So let's move on to the DISO blockchain. DISO made an interesting tweet yesterday about socializers. It's an app. Thanks to Goldberry, our intern, for providing us with this information about this tweet. It's a discovery app on the DISO blockchain. It reminds you a little bit of Pinterest. It reminded me a lot of Overcloud. For those who remember, Overcloud was one of the fan favorite apps on DISO, but they ended up walking away and using the domain name for something else. But it's a really interesting app. Definitely check it out, socializers.com.
Yeah, it looks like something that really could have legs. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this.
And earlier this week, we had C2DISO on our show. I believe it was Monday, right, Brian?
Yeah, Monday, set to DSO.
Set2DISO on our show.
Set
And
to DSO.
I can't say it. Set2DISO was on our show. I apologize. And today we learned, or I guess it was last night, we learned that they have now been integrated into Diamond Apps. Now, if you go to diamondapp.com, you're going to be able to integrate your Twitter account directly into Diamond, so that whenever you make a tweet, that tweet will also be posted onto the DISO blockchain via Diamond App. All your future tweets will automatically be ported over as well. I think it's a great way to transition from Web 2 to Web 3 in a more slow, controlled manner. I think, a lot of people think, oh, I can't just jump to Web 3. I have this following on Twitter or following on Instagram. I need to be able to do it and gradually bring my followers and supporters over and build a following on Web 3. So this is a great way to do it. Thanks again to Set2DISO for making this possible. Also, Malsified wanted to give a shout out to Prof. Yaz, Matt Mohit, Jackson Dean, and Zordan for working as a team to make this happen. And I also want to say Set2DISO also just informed us with of a partnership they have with the Social World as well. So they're working with them, I imagine, for this integration, but their banners now also featured on the side of the Social World, just like the other apps.
Yeah, I love this. So moving on, Whale Shark ETH has launched his first NFT art series. It's generated by Whale Shark ETH using AI. Of course, Whale Shark is one of the world's biggest NFT collectors, as well as he has a background in artificial intelligence. He owned a company that he sold, I think, a couple of years ago. But the series is going to be named Broken Bears. Of course, Whale Shark ETH has been an integral part of DISO, and he's decided to mint this collection on NFTZ and sell his first ever NFTs there. So that's really interesting. We appreciate it. The collection has traits and rarities. So it really seems like the interesting thing to follow. You're going to be able to see which traits are more rare than others, which which actual NFTs are going to be more rare. It just adds a whole nother element of collectability, I think, to this series. And the first NFT in the series is now up for live timed auction on NFTZ. You can see the link below. It ends at 4 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning. So if you're in the United States, you most likely want to get your bids in before you go to bed tonight because it's ending really early in the morning, unless you want to just get up really early or stay up really late. Currently, the bid is up to 3D so only, which is $25 or so, with Glo, Pixels Cradle, Shady Acres, and us having bids. I know we're interested in this. I think it's gonna be something, and this is not investment advice, but something that will definitely be a collectible. One of the world's largest NFT collectors' first NFT series, and
Don't
first
say too much. Don't say too much because I want to win it.
don't outbid us. No, you guys can.
Yeah, so congratulations to Whale Shark for getting this kicked off, and definitely check it out. It's a really cool NFT, and like Brian said, probably a good collectible for the future. And I want to move on. NFTZ has just added a new unlockable feature to our marketplace. So this is going to bring it more in line with other marketplaces as far as unlockables go. We all know that DeSo does have unlockables on chain, but it's rather clunky because when you post an unlockable on the DeSo blockchain and sell that NFT, the unlockable doesn't transfer with it, which is a real problem. So on NFTZ, we're taking this off chain, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in a couple minutes, but we're taking it off chain so that we can bring it more in line with these other marketplaces. And also it's in preparation for our soon to be released audio NFTs that we're going to be enabling on NFTZ. So it allows you to attach text and or a file or files, and that file or files can include zip files as well with your NFT. And only NFT owners are going to have access to it. And it's transferred with each sale, each claim, each transfer of the NFT, and even with buy now, it's going to be transferred. So no matter what, that unlockable will stay with the NFT. It's listed under advanced options when you go to Mint. So if you click on that advanced box, you're going to be able to see the options to include some unlockables. And you can download the assets with your unlockable NFT via NFT options under that menu in the NFT details section on NFTZ. So right now, like I said, they are not on-chain unlockables, but DeSo does plan on doing this storage system that we talked about in the past. And once that happens, we believe we'll easily be able to port that over to being on-chain. So all that will work seamlessly on-chain. And I think it would be something that other NFT marketplaces don't have because most of those unlockables are not on-chain.
Yeah, we're really excited about this, what this is going to allow us to do as we move forward in the next couple of months. So stay tuned. But moving on, Social World, they featured their 20th creator from the 20th different country on the DeSo blockchain. And today's creator is Panini from Thailand. And I'm going to play the video right now.
Sawadika, hello galera, warmest greetings from the land of smiles in Thailand. This is Panini from the Social World. I'm also representing my Kanam home, Everything Bakery. Having fun is a unique community with a shared goals and decentralized. So get ready, express yourself.
She's been on DeSo for 596 days, and obviously she created this amazing video. Really loved it. It's funny. But Social World, of course, has a goal of featuring 50 creators from 50 different countries on the DeSo blockchain. So they have 30 left. If you're chosen, you will get $10 in DeSo to spend however you want.
Yeah, and Social World has some other news, Brian.
Yeah, so Social World, they just hit 25% of their funding goal on DAO for their post to earn DAO. Olin Patterson just gave a large contribution. So thanks, Olin, for helping Social World out. They deserve it more than probably anybody. Ado has been an amazing figure within the DeSo community. He's really trying to bring on creators from outside of DSO going to events, building nonstop. So great job.
Yeah, love this DAO, and I hope they get funded. And moving on, Live Paranormal. Some of you may have heard of Live Paranormal. It's a nationwide reality TV broadcast and ghost hunting radio show. I know I'm into that type of paranormal stuff. But so they're working with NFTZ now to launch an NFT project on the DSO blockchain, which I'm super excited about. So for those who don't know who they are, they do have 18,000 Twitter followers, 185,000 plus TikTok followers, ton of Facebook, ton of Instagram followers as well. They have a huge social media presence. And like I said, they're going to be minting a very unique NFT series on NFTZ very soon. I think you're going to really love this, and it's going to have some utility. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, really cool idea. And it's great to have somebody with a strong following outside of DSO kind of create a project on DSO. But moving on, Everything Store, they are soon launching something called EverythingPay. And they're going to, they already released a video promo for it. It looks like it has a ton of potential. I know I can't wait to see it. I think there's a lot of potential here. I know the team behind Everything Store. We got to meet in LA about 6 months ago, and they're doing a lot of great things. And of course, they were one of the Octane funded companies. So finally, I think we're seeing what some of that funding can do. And I think EverythingPay could be that.
Future PayPal for Web3.
Exactly.
So as many of you know, NFTZ is the only place where you can post and view lifetime DSO NFT auctions. Just go to nftz.me/auctions. You can see all the auctions ending soon. I want to highlight some that are ending in the next 24 hours. There's some big ones. The NFTZ Psycho Cyborgs gold NFT of the swaps ends today. This is the one of one. It ends today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. As of this making this video, the high bid was only up to 2 DSO. Goldberry Wall, Striga, Hake, Miss Katie Ann, Sean Slater, Suri Udawat, and Sabakti 1012 are the bidders currently. We'll see how high it gets, but it does end again at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Also, Dennis Carsey has several DSO OG NFTs up for auction ending this afternoon. They include Natterheads, Clout Punk, Hake, NFT Creations, and I think a couple others. Definitely check those out. And of course, the Whale Shark ETH Broken Bears NFT ends early tomorrow morning. I believe it's 4 a.m. You said, Brian. It ends early tomorrow morning. His very first Broken Bear NFT. Please don't.
And talking about Whale Shark ETH, we just got notification from M. Van Halen on DSO that Whale Shark has just bought $24,000 of his own coin moments ago. So I just want to throw that in here. But moving on. I know, monster whale, a whale shark. But I want to get to the top 10 bidders of NFTs over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ. These people bid on the most NFTs on the DSO blockchain in the last day. Dead Metal, Andreas PZ, A-Clan, Boxer XXX, Miracoli, Shady Acres, BitCloud FR, La Big Mac, Mobatoro, and Vok Crypto. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our friends at Altonbase, these people received the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on the DSO blockchain in the last day. Striga, Yana, Whale Shark ETH, Weebos, Miami Japan, Now and Then, Stubborn Dad, Shady Acres, and This Day in Music History.
Congratulations to all those diamond getters. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Check out this list of the DSO related events taking place today. Thanks once again to Miss Katie Ann. And everybody, we will talk to you tomorrow.